The final storm broke. Our scripture reading today comes to us from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 22, verses 31 through 62. Simon, Simon, listen, Satan has demanded to sift all of you like wheat, but I have prayed for you, that your own faith may not fail, and you, when once you have turned back, strengthen your brothers. And he said to him, Lord, I am ready to go with you to prison and to death. Jesus said, I tell you, Peter, the cock will not crow this day until you have denied 3 times that you know me. He said to them, When I sent you out without a purse, bag, or sandals, did you lack anything? They said, No, not a thing. He said to them, But now the one who has a purse must take it, and likewise a bag. And the one who has no sword must sell his cloak and buy one. For I tell you, this scripture must be fulfilled in me. And he was counted among the lawless. And indeed, what is written about me is being fulfilled. They said, Lord, look, here are 2 swords. He replied, It is enough. He came out and went, as was his custom, to the Mount of Olives, and the disciples followed him. When he reached the place, he said to them, Pray that you may not come into the time of trial or temptation. Then he withdrew from them, about a stone's throw, knelt down and prayed, Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done. Then an angel from heaven appeared to him and gave him strength. In his anguish he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat became like great drops of blood falling on the ground. When he got up from prayer, he came to his disciples and found them sleeping because of grief. And he said to them, Why are you sleeping? Get up and pray that you will not come into the time of trial. While he was still speaking, suddenly a crowd came, and the one called Judas, one of the 12, was leading them. He approached Jesus to kiss him, but Jesus said to him, Judas, is it with a kiss that you are betraying the Son of Man? When those who were around him saw what was coming, they asked, Lord, should we strike with the sword? Then one of them struck the slave of the high priest and cut off his right ear. But Jesus said, No more of this. And he touched his ear and healed him. Then Jesus said to the chief priests, the officers of the temple police, and the soldiers who had come for him, Have you come out here with swords and clubs as if I were a bandit? When I was with you day after day in the temple, you did not lay your hands on me. But this is your hour, the power of darkness. Then they seized him and led him away, bringing him into the high priest's house. But Peter was following at a distance. When they had kindled a fire in the middle of the courtyard and sat down together, Peter sat among them. Then a servant girl, seeing him in the firelight, stared at him and said, This man also is with him. But he denied it, saying, Woman, I do not know him. A little later, someone else, on seeing him, said, You also are one of them. But Peter said, Man, I am not. Then about an hour later, still another kept insisting, Surely this man also was with him, for he is a Galilean. But Peter said, Man, I do not know what you are talking about. At that moment, while he was still speaking, the cock crowed. The Lord turned and looked at Peter. Then Peter remembered the word of the Lord, how he had said to him, Before the cock crows today, you will deny me 3 times. And he went out and wept bitterly. Lord, Peter says defiantly, I'm ready to go with you to prison and to death. Little did Peter know that he wasn't at all ready to do either one. Jesus knew Peter better than Peter knew himself. After Jesus' arrest, Peter heatedly denies 3 times having been with Jesus. Then a rooster crowed, and Jesus looked at him, and Peter went out and cried uncontrollably. Out of all the disciples, it's only Peter who was the one who walked on the water. He was the first disciple to call Jesus declaratively the Messiah. Peter was not a villain, just a man who oftentimes broke under fear and pressure. Haven't we all experienced pressure to hide our allegiance and our loyalties. Jesus told those in the crowd in the garden who seized him that this was their time, when darkness rules. What might Peter have done to keep the darkness at bay? All four Gospels highlight Peter's denial of Jesus. Yet by the time that Luke and the other Gospels are written, Peter has been a brave church leader in Rome and was probably martyred around 64-65 AD under Emperor Nero. Peter probably always shared his failure because he could also share the forgiveness and hope he found afterwards. Where have you faced failure and learned from it God's grace? Let us pray. Lord Jesus, like Peter, I keep finding a need to grow even in areas I thought I was done with. Thank you for your ongoing grace, for urging me to grow even when I feel comfortable. Amen. Blessings to you and yours this day and always. Goodbye.